All right, ladies and gents, welcome. We've got round 3 in Titans League Silver here. There's 4 rounds, right? So winner here will move on to a decider to see if they're promoted to gold. So we've got an interesting series. We've got one of the best Vietnamese players ever and a very underrated player. Top 30 or top 40 in total Age of Empires 2 prize pool winnings. And guy just doesn't play Age of Empires 2 as much as other people. He plays a lot of Age of Empires 1 these days. And that is Say My Name here in the blue. And Say My Name is the number 1 seed, and Say My Name is in a really good position bracket-wise, I think, because there's no massive standouts in his way. But we'll see what Survivalist will have in store for us here. Survivalist, players are on 2100 rank, which is 300 or 400 elo behind Say My Name. And, you know, he doesn't have that big, illustrious, long career that Say My Name has. But, you know, something Survivalist has is he has a lot of creativity. Now, he can have creativity to a fault sometimes. He had a lot of really good economic civs or a lot of really strong civs. And he goes for the Bulgarians here in game number 1. So, you know, sometimes when you're the underdog, you try and be too creative. Well, Survivalist, he just I've seen him play and I play him a lot. He's always doing something different. So we'll see. Maybe this puts a little bit of pressure on Say My Name because Say My Name will be like Bulgarians. I should never lose to Bulgarians, and then he suddenly does lose to Bulgarians, and then maybe there's another trick up Survivalist League for the next game. We'll see. Anyways, game 1's Arabia. Woodlines are going to be a real troublesome area for both. What is this woodline? That is an actual woodline. That's weird. That's definitely a bit of a bug, but it's not like game breaking. Gold is over here on the left-hand side for Survivalist. Maybe a good town center location later on. He's got back golds here. He's got back stone. Nothing to really complain about except for this hill next to that wood line. Golds for Say My Name is similar, both together, both in an awkward spot that direction. I'm curious what Say My Name's builds are going to end up being here because he might be like a year behind the meta. Like these days, nobody goes for Man-at-Arms, for example. At least at the highest level, which I would consider him in that category. I wonder if he's going to consider that here. Will it be straight archers from him, which is what a lot of players are doing, which would maybe make sense against the Bulgarians? And then how much does he know about Survivalist? I was saying that it's very likely these guys have never played each other in ranked before. Now, Survivalist is pushing in all of his deer and not going for the sheep here, which is very odd. And the big difference between ranked games and tournaments is in tournaments, the rules allow you to steal things. In ranked games, people just don't usually do that. And Say My Name's like, okay, he was scouting with the sheep, and he didn't take those sheep. And that's just an example of something you really just can't allow to happen to yourself here. And I think Say My Name is going to either kill these sheep, which he can do if they're red, or he's just going to take these sheep away from Survivalist. The Survivalist pushed in the deer, but then lost 300 food anyway, so things are about where they would have been had he not pushed the deer and taken the sheep. Up goes Say My Name, and this is pretty much on par with what a lot of players are doing these days. Fast uptime for archers. And obviously what this means for Survivalist is if he wants the sheep, he's not scouting his opponent. Also, Survivalist didn't take his boar yet. There's just a lot of things here where maybe he's just, you know, a little bit out of his element here. But we'll see what Survivalist can do. I'm a big fan of the guy. He's very creative. Our game needs players like him on the ladder. Will he be able to, as he clicks up without the board, good stuff, will he be able to translate some of that wackiness into a victory here today? Look at the sheep. They're actually going back here, which is kind of funny. So he hid one here, and he's going here. Anyway, scouting's on point here for Say My Name. He's going to see the barracks. Barracks at this time will tell him his opponent's likely not going for Men-at-Arms. Scouting around looking for resources here. Sees the woodline. We'll see the gold here in a moment. May check the gold and see that 10 gold is gone from one of these mines, indicating some Man-at-Arms could be possible. Survivalist sees the barracks. And so in the end, Survivalist finds his opponent. All that's good. And he is bringing the militia forward. And the positive here is actually kind of funny. The barracks was so late, and the Man-at-Arm rush is going to be suboptimal. But it might then surprise Say My Name, right? Because normally you would have the 3 militia already. Normally you'd be moving out across the map. That's kind of an interesting aspect of this. But you always have to double check, right? And I cannot stress you just how easy some of these guys make it look. He sees it anyway. So he's like, okay, I might go by the first time, not see the flag, and be like, okay, he's not going man-at-arms. Now, this is an interesting approach from Survivalist. He's gone man-at-arms. You get the man-at-arm upgrade for free with the Bulgarians. And he's not mining gold still, so he's just going to be on wood and food. And that is good for skirmishers. So he's going to go into some skirm counterplay. Wolf disrupts Survivalist. And deer... Oh, this is actually going to be nice for Say My Name. The deer might actually path in towards his town center here. If he's paying attention to this deer, after this wall, will go underneath his TC. But we've got one archer. We've got 2 eagles right now for Say My Name. He does not know where those man-at-arms are right now. Did kill the deer there, by the way. So he can take that deer. Where's the scout for Survivalist right now? What's he up to? He's scouting the northern corner. It would be nice to have the scout here to block. If you have the scout, the quick walls can't come down for your opponent. That said, he's able to walk right in here in a big moment for him as Say My Name realizes. And Blacksmith is delayed. Blacksmith is denied at 95%. Survivalist really wanting the villager kill there. Won't get it. But that's a nice moment for him. The gold was walled up. The wood was kind of being walled up. The berries have now been walled up last minute. And I guess the blacksmith can complete in the end. Survivalist going for the Bulgarians, which is a very odd civ choice, at least compared to what other people have been doing. But he's taking advantage of the civ, right? Cheap man-at-arms, or not cheap man-at-arms, free man-at-arm upgrade. And now cheaper blacksmith upgrades and faster researching blacksmith upgrades. So he's actually going for armor now for these man-at-arms. And if he can also combine this with skirms and get fletching, which he'll actually need the gold for, which kind of hurts. Who knows? The Survivalist kills a vill! All right, now Mayans start with an extra villager. Let's see. Good start here for Survivalist, all things considered. It's a little shaky there in Dark Age, right? But did not shy away from aggression. And by the way, as I think Say My Name's not expecting armor, and he's probably like, whoa, why aren't these things dead yet? I should point out that in terms of the draft, Survivalist drafted a lot of open land maps, which is the last thing I ever expected him to do against a player like Say My Name. The Say My Name's a beast on open land maps. And here are the skirms. And they're going to be armored. I like the opening. Remember, I was judging it before. I'm liking it now. What you need is you need more eagles in combination with your archers if you're Say My Name. Eco is pretty good for both of them. Survivalist with a lot of farming eco. Again, 1-to-1 on that KD right now. Still no fletching for those skirms, though, so they will lack a little bit of range. And I can't help but feel like the man-at-arms are going to wear off here in a moment. But micro is important. If he can get a little bit more value with the scout and the man-at-arm against these eagles, then the skirmishers could stick around a little bit longer here. Okay, so quite a few archers on the field. We've got 7 archers from Say My Name. And Survivalist has wandered in the back of Say My Name's base. He tries his best here to micro down the archers. And we've got villagers pulled into the mix as well for Say My Name. Really good performance from both of them economically. The fact that they both have such a low idle TC time right now is pretty impressive. Showing they've got their warm-up games in or they're just ready to go here. The micro from Say My Name's ridiculous. And it feels like all the skirms, the scout, the man-at-arm, everything's going to be pushed back here. Oh, God. This micro is so good. I feel like Survivalist has had really good micro as well, right? It's not like he's had bad micro, but Say My Name's just like, dude, you don't belong here. Like, oh, my God. Oh, jeez. That was tasty micro. 8-3 KD. I'm a big Say My Name fanboy, so... I'm a big Survivalist fanboy, too, though. So it's like... I don't know. You always like a nice underdog story, and you always like an underdog who's going to switch it up a little bit. But now, you have to defend from eagles and archers. And I'm not sure how you do it. Survivalist is going to fall back to a tower. I like this decision. If he could also maybe wall this way, it's a bit weird. He's going for the full wall approach, but then towering. I feel like you either wall this and wall this, or you just tower and go small wall, but we'll see. 3 eagles, enough archers coming forward for Say My Name, who has sold his stone, if you notice, and bought some food because he thinks he can end this in early Castle Age. Very common with archer builds, very common with Mezzo, because everything that Say My Name has made is relied heavily on gold. So he could just end up buying that stone back if he wants it. All right, so Say My Name sees the tower, and he also sees some skirms there. Now, we've got skirms for Survivalist with nice feudal age upgrades. They could defend at home, no problem. Survivalist shouldn't take any losses now. Another thing that is kind of exciting, as I think Survivalist was flirting with the idea of running forward to sneak a siege workshop or something. But a Bulgarian bonus that you can take advantage of here is your TCs only cost 50 stone. So you could, it's the only civ where you can tower, and then you can still drop the second TC. Again, blacksmith upgrades are discounted. You can get them a little bit faster. All that stuff's real exciting. And maybe he could get for a combination of longswords, which he's in love with, and skirmishers, which could be really good. Economically, I like how it's shaping up here for Survivalist. He's got a couple pickoffs here, weakening some archers and killing one. Say My Name, though, is doing the right thing. He's going to go to the woodline. He's like, come with me, because you can't leave your base. If you do leave your base, the skirmishers will die. But Survivalist doing the right thing is just going to sit behind the woodline instead of running all the way over here. And, shocker, there it is, Man-at-Arms. Again, these things become longsword in the Castle Age. Eco balance is going to be really awkward for Survivalist here. I don't know. Is he going to run it? Is he going to drop a TC there? I think he might. Market's going to be his best friend in this game, guys. What's the eco look like back at home for Say My Name? Well, he's got 2 ranges, so he's going to work on primarily archers. And he's going to be through here. The Survivalist is kind of scrambling right now. You could see what he was going for at the start of the game. But everything has to flow nicely when you don't have a good economic civ. He was really hoping the Man-at-Arms skirm play could work, and I'm surprised it didn't work as well. I'm surprised it didn't work a little bit better, honestly. I think Say My Name played it really well. Good moment there for Survivalist, kills an archer. No elite skirm on the way, though, and he only has 2 longswords. I think this is going to be problematic against the player of Say My Name's caliber. He's not going to be able to close in there. And this is looking rough for him. You're going to see him buying tons of food here to keep his TCs running. But he's still in this. Woodline was always going to be an issue for both, right? It's just that Say My Name's got control of the game. Look at these woodlines. If there are any ranged units there. And I imagine Survivalist is probably feeling a little bit smothered at the moment. But I will say this. There was a question the other day from somebody, because I was watching someone else's stream, and they were like, when do you go for ballistics all the time with archers? When do you do it? And I basically said it's situational. Obviously, it depends. But the time you usually don't want to do it is if your opponent's on elite skirm, because it doesn't really help you against the elite skirms. And that was the investment here for Say My Name. Like, having ballistics here doesn't help you against the skirms. But when you have the eagle support, I suppose that's nice. But just the confidence from Say My Name. And the thing, too, it's not like this is everything for him. He's going to have some economy at home. And his micro is just so freaking good. This guy plays AoE 1 mostly, but when he shows up to AoE 2, he's dominant. Survivalist, though, still at 42 villagers, still killing some crossbowmen. He's not going to have any skirms remaining, though, because he doesn't have the food in the wood eco to make skirms. Survivalist is 26 on gold, 6 on food, 7 on wood. And this is his lumber economy. Really having a hard time right now. Back at home, we see Say My Name on 2 town centers. He is floating a lot of gold right now. But I think he's going to be happy enough to continue with the crossbowman because he's just not seeing that many skirms from Survivalist. Feel like ballistics equals Vil kills? Yeah, it's situational. It's situational, right? Like, very few players can get the value that he's gotten in this situation. Normally, like 6 skirms there would be able to push all that back. But Say My Name's just played it incredibly well. And it's, you know, maybe, fortunately, a best of 5 for Survivalist. So if he does lose this game, this is a good game for him to really get used to some of the pressure that's going to come his way. Maybe settle down his mind a little bit. And Say My Name's just playing amazing. But he doesn't have that much food eco right now. He also doesn't have the 3rd TC. He's going to do that now on that wood line. And Survivalist isn't dead. As I say that, though, he's getting rushed over here. And I think Say My Name's been wondering, how's he getting wood? And he's just now found an answer. And Say My Name pulling further and further ahead with Vils. And Survivalist continuing to buy wood. He's buying lots of wood. But this is a decent moment for him. He's got full upgrades on the skirms. So the skirms really tank some shots. I think Say My Name, we caught him in a moment where he's adding farms or doing some other things economically. We'll actually still kind of win that fight because of the numbers. But God, Survivalist Eco. It's rough. It is really rough. But he's holding on. He's surviving. And it's manageable if he can stabilize, right? Getting ballistics now for 4 skirms he has. What he really needs is he needs to secure a wood line. And maybe if he could secure one of the wood lines and then just give up the other one, that would be the idea here. Forward Siege Workshop now. Yeah, Survivalist. Honestly, I think a civilization like Saracens would really suit Survivalist. He's not a player who plays with a lot of balance. He plays with a lot of extremes. And what he does is, even if it's a strategy that might not necessarily work for him, he commits towards it. And he really tried it here. And I saw Bulgarians on the draft, and I was like, oh no, Survivalist, don't do it. Because he had some great civs there, but he might be saving some of those civilizations for future games. Say My Name wins the first game pretty comfortably. And, you know, it was after some excellent defense, right? Like, I felt like the pressure that Survivalist put on there is enough to surprise someone who's at Survivalist level. But you need a little bit more after it. And it was all Say My Name the rest of the game. Say My Name wins the first game pretty easily. Showing why he was in platinum, showing why he was in gold, and showing why people were surprised he's even in the silver qualifier here. But good stuff. And on the bright side for Survivalist, it wasn't your best civilization you lost with here. It was the #1 pick for Say My Name. So there are some positives to take with you there. And see resources collected, more wood, more gold. Actually, just more wood and more stone collected for Say My Name, which is pretty interesting. But a lot of this might also be due to how the market was utilized in this game. Should the TC have been at the wood line instead of the second gold? It's really hard to TC in a good spot when you don't have map control. If there wasn't a hill here, then yeah, maybe. I feel like TCing here is very unnatural because then your opponent could walk through here. But basically, Survivalist built up towards early feudal pressure, and then there was no solid follow-up to it, and the rest of the game he started to fall apart. And that's the issue with picking a civilization like Bulgarians and committing to the strategy he's gone for. You're simply hoping that you get a lot of damage from the first blow, and competitive Age of Empires at the highest level, it's a lot of itty-bitty things adding up over time. Okay, so we were just talking about it. I was very shocked that Survivalist didn't go for any closed maps in his draft against Say My Name, both because Survivalist is known for playing some closed maps from time to time, but also because he's the underdog against a player who likes to play really good open maps. So, no fortress, no arena, no fortified clearing on these in this pool. All very open maps. And Say My Name's gone for the more classic cross pick in Huns here. And then we've got Survivalist, and Survivalist has gone for the Japanese, and the Japanese was his #1 pick. Now, this map is all about scouting and good pawn control. Japanese are so flexible on this map. Their fishing ships are incredibly efficient, and they can afford so much. Huns are always awkward until about mid-feudal. That's when not having to build houses and saving all that wood feels really good. And then, of course, not getting population capped in really stressful moments. Gold's pretty good here for Say My Name. I think long-term, though, he could have some issues with all these golds and stones being relatively spread out forward. Survivalist is fortunate enough to have a really good backstone and really good wood options in the back, which Say My Name doesn't really have. But gold could be more of an issue for Survivalist, so it just depends on what you're going to prioritize. I think it might even be worth it for Survivalist to just take this gold against Say My Name instead of taking the main gold, because the main gold could be awkward. You're still going to have 800 gold to tile here, so if you're worried about losing control early, use this gold to then create lots of military and control the map. So knowing Survivalist quite well, I'm going to be very curious to see what his buildup is towards army here. He has good builds for a lot of greedy stuff, like fast castles and whatnot, but I've never really known him to be incredibly active with scouting all the other pawns, playing towards controlling other pawns, which is pretty big on this map. So I'd be curious again to see how he plays there. Say My Name's going to be more well-suited for that. I'm also curious what Say My Name's going to expect from Survivalist here. Japanese typically are going to be mixing in man-at-arms and early pressure, and Huns can really struggle against that. I feel like you have to go man-at-arms here. You have to go Fishboom and man-at-arms with Japanese. I think playing just into archers or something it's going to leave you struggling a little bit more. And this is kind of back to what I mean, right? Early scouting from Say My Name, trying to get as informed as possible, checking the pond here, and he's going to see Survivalist as dock the south. So check this side briefly, probably determined that the opponent wouldn't be there. And so now he knows the opponent's probably somewhere here in the darkness. For Survivalist, he's moving out now. And the way he's building up here, I don't think he's going to be going for man-at-arms. Huns can really struggle against it, because Huns can't quickly house wall if they don't scout it in time. Oh, Survivalist, don't lose your sheep, dude. This is a tournament. Don't lose your sheep. Dude. Say my name, keep him there. Say my name could win the game right there by taking those, and he didn't. I want to applaud him for that. Also, I should probably chastise him for it. You absolutely, it's a tournament. You need to take those. Maybe he didn't realize, but you lose 500 food right there. The rest of your early feudal age is screwed. And Survivalist plays a lot of ranked games. A lot of players don't lame in ranked games. You got to keep those things close to your TC, man. Anyways, Say My Name scouting. What about Survivalist here? Well, he's scouting this pond right now. So he is a little bit behind in terms of confirming certain things. But, you know, it's not really that big of a deal if you're not going aggressive. So if he's not going to go aggressive, and he doesn't know where his opponent... He doesn't know what his opponent has at all, or where his opponent is docked. I guess he just plays defense here. Yeah, he should have realized that, for sure. Okay, so this buildup is almost towards making a second dock and making more fishing ships more than anything. We're going to see extreme greed from Survivalist as he's going to aim to wall up his pond. Say My Name circling back home. And Say My Name doesn't have a barracks yet. He's adding a 4th fishing ship. Survivalist is already on 5. And Survivalist is going to try and wall this one up right now. I think the thought process is hope our fish doesn't get killed. Scout to make sure he hasn't docked me, which he's doing now. If he hasn't docked me, maybe consider another fishing ship. There's the barracks for Say My Name. And it will be a little late. I think he's paranoid. He hasn't seen much from Survivalist. I don't think it's clicking for him mentally. He's like, he should have a barracks now. What's he doing? This is, again, another instance where Survivalist timing's being a little bit off. Is kind of in Say My Name's head. He's like, what? This doesn't make sense. He should have a barracks. Why didn't he have a barracks? And meanwhile, Survivalist is just kind of fish booming at home. There's the barracks. Okay. And then there's the stable from Say My Name so we can get some scouts out. So now Survivalist is able to scout this pond. And we have a villager which walked over here. And this villager's going to dock for Say My Name. It's kind of unfortunate he doesn't have a shorefish, though. He wants a shorefish. He's missed that one. He's going to walk a bit for this one. Will be archers for Survivalist. I do not like this wall. You need to ideally wall so they can't dock you still. But you're Japanese, and Japanese don't normally get hit, so... Because even if you just surprise the Japanese, their fishing ships are so strong they can recover. That's the idea. So, all right. Scouts on the way for Say My Name. Survivalist is going to see the stable, and he's also going to see the range, just passing. Survivalist didn't notice that till now. He's building a gate up against his town center right now. So things are very cramped. And he's showing he's just not going to use the main gold, which I think just makes life easier for him. I don't think that's a bad approach. Skirms are going to be on the way for Say My Name. Positive for Survivalist is he does know his opponent has a range, which should mean skirms. How you counter that, though, is a different story. And normally you would want to have archers and then scouts. I think Say My Name is quickly realizing maybe I just fish boom here. This dock with some nice vision. Expecting fishing ships to be added there. I'm expecting those skirms to come forward. He almost seems to be worried about sneak archers, though. I could see Survivalist trying that. Survivalist does a really good job at not taking damage early, and that can take you really far. And mechanically, he's pretty sound. The Japanese fishing ships are very strong. He's just got 6 of them, but that's more than his opponent, and they're Japanese fishing ships, so he might end up reaching Castle Age faster. But will he be able to be... Will he be in a good spot when he makes it to Castle Age? Also, imagine if he didn't have those turkeys. If he didn't have that 500 food, it would be a very different game. And Survivalist scouting the left side, as is Say My Name. Starting scouts just doing that. Scouts were going to run through there. Survivalist, again, walling right up to his TC there. He does not want to allow units to get through. And now Say My Name is really adding the fish. I think he could have added them way earlier, though. I think he... I mean, he prioritized fletching. He prioritized a lot of different things, which makes sense. But I do think with the wood savings, he could have been faster to that. Scout's going to go down for Survivalist on the left side. And let's hope for him that he notices how that happened, right? He might not realize exactly how that went down. But honestly, from the way this is looking, I think Survivalist is just going to go YOLO. I think he's going to go all in. And I like the decision here to sneak the archers. You see your opponent's skirms are here, so you're going to go sneak the archers. There is a problem with this that I'm not going to show you in a moment, but Say My Name's like, wait a sec. I only saw 1 archer there next to his mill. What's happening? The problem for Survivalist will be there's still skirms at home. These aren't the only skirms. Walls from Say My Name seem so well timed. This guy is so good, man. And now your archers are out and about, and now your archers could potentially be picked off. A stable added here for Survivalist, and I think we're going to see that market utilized quite a bit here. Still a scout on patrol here for Say My Name. If he loses that, he should know there's a dock going up there. Again, Japanese kind of known for the potential for early pressure, which we haven't seen attempted. And also known for trying to expand to control other ponds. We haven't really seen that either. It's been a whole lot of turtling here for Survivalist, who will use the market to click up to castle. But what army will he work with when he gets there? It is most likely going to end up being knights. Because the ranged units that he does have, they're all going to... Well, many of them are going to die here. And I think Say My Name will be very comfortable in this type of position. It's been all Say My Name thus far. He too clicks up to Castle Age. And Say My Name's got a pretty big economic lead now, right? He's got the 9 fishing ships here. Then he also has the fishing ships here. And he even notices Survivalist is on the right. But Survivalist quick walls. All right. But he quick walls and he has to be able to place a dock. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Wall him in. Oh, but what do you do with your dock now? I don't know what you do with the dock now. That's kind of funny. Oh, you've no army here, Survivalist. If you would have brought the archers that you had, maybe it could be good. And Survivalist is going to click Longsword now, which is just simply not the play. Extremely vulnerable against knights, extremely vulnerable against archers. I really hope he doesn't go for that. But he... Oh, God, the galley shoots the Ville. Okay. Did he actually complete Man-at-Arms? He's just going to go Knights, right? Don't go Longswords. Don't be so self-defeating. It's bad, yes. I think it's easy for sometimes players to go for, like, something that shouldn't work. That way they're like, well, I died with it, but I was supposed to die with it. It makes you feel a little bit better, you know? Go Knights here. You've got some food here. Try and work with it. Great awareness from Say My Name, though. He's made so much of this look easy. And this is the point of the game where Huns just feel incredible. They save tons of wood. They can do a mix of everything. We have a lead skirm coming in, which, you know, is actually going to be vulnerable against knights. Survivalist has done a good job saving the, building up the stables back here. But if you look at the lack of eco upgrades coming in for Survivalist and the lack of upgrades on the knights, you know it's going to be pretty awkward for him here. Yeah, in a lot of the games I played Puppy Saturation, Japanese knights are great because you get the food income from the fish. But the problem is he hasn't really made plays towards ponds. And so he's going to run out of fish, which is not what you want. You do not want to be on only one pond. But he's got the army here. Say My Name's going to see it. I think Say My Name having Huns should be in a pretty good spot to just make his own knights if he wants to. But I think, again, I think he got a little bit surprised by this. I don't think he was expecting knights. You're definitely on the clock, so to speak, right? You definitely need to get value from the knights in this moment. A survivalist, not expecting the TC, will run away from that now. And he can't really dive underneath this TC with anything because of the TC having bodkin. So the skirms are actually decent enough for Say My Name to hold as he waits. And he's going to mix in cav archers. So it's not actually going to be heavy commitment tonight. It's going to be cav archers. I'd like to see a third range from Say My Name. You could afford it. Second TC now for Survivalist. I'm worried about his food eco. I think his farms are going to start expiring soon because most of them are with no horse collar. And I think that he's not going to be able to produce many knights after this. Like, he's going to get +2 armor, which he absolutely needs to prioritize against the skirms and the archers. But will he be able to produce villagers and knights? I think it could be difficult for him. But Fish is also out in the north for Say My Name. We'll see if he starts fish trapping. Survivalist hasn't started fish trapping yet. We only have like 2 or 3 cav archers. Like, Survivalist could absolutely try and push here. Also, he is over here with the archers and he killed the scout. So maybe he comes over, tries to expand. There's no dock there. He could add some fish. It's 65 eco versus 49. And Survivalist gets +2 armor now. So his knights are going to really feel strong for the time being. But you're still doing some damage with your own knights if you're Say My Name. You still have cav archers being massed. And it feels like you're just kind of waiting until the cav archer mass gets there. Here, Survivalist is going to lose a knight. Here, his knights. Well, I think they should maybe try and kill villagers on the gold. You see how Say My Name doesn't even leave? He's like, I don't care. But he should care. I'm surprised that he didn't quick wall at all, but he is pumping out of all of his town centers and his ranges at the moment. And so Survivalist, slightly faster to the second town center. He's at 45 vills. It does leave him 10 vills behind. He's 6 fishing ships behind as well, and might lose another knight here, which is kind of sad to see. We see TC number 4 now for Say My Name, and there's just a big problem for Survivalist in that you can't kill cav archers now. The cav archer mass is getting higher and higher. The eco is so much smoother for Say My Name. If you look at it, he's got 2,500 resources collected. I think the way to describe how Survivalist played this game was play safe so you don't die early. But Japanese, they need to play towards the man-at-arm timing and trying to compete for water. Like, if he was Huns, it would make more sense to play, defensive. But being Japanese need to have a little bit more aggression. Otherwise, the Huns feel strong here. And this might be just GG. As Survivalist did kill a couple vills here. That's good work, but he is going to lose this town center. And if he loses the town center, he'll have to buy stone to make another one. It looks like he deleted it, but still doesn't have the stone for the next one. And here comes Say My Name for the castle. Say My Name's just ridiculously talented, though. Like, he just makes it look so easy. And I think he's he's ready to finish off this game. Has to be careful. Does have to be careful. We have Survivalist trying to switch into crossbows now. Buys the stone so he can make the town center again. Again, when we talked about this gold, we talked about needing control over the game, right? And he hasn't really had that. And does he see the castles going up? He will in a second, and he might just GG. Did get through here, kill a couple of villagers. But TC might not go up again because of the castle. GG. Again, he drafted open maps here against Say My Name, and Say My Name's punishing, dude. Say My Name is the real deal. Feel a bit bad for Survivalist. I'm sure he feels like he's incredibly outmatched here. But still can't help but feel like it's beautiful to watch. Even though it's been pretty, fast games, all of the small things Say My Name did throughout this game, scouting this pond initially, scouting this pond, looking for the opening, expanding to all the ponds, transitioning his economy, defending from the archers, knowing the archers would be snug, getting the TCs, the walls down, all of it just so freaking smooth. But we'll see if Survivalist maybe goes for something a bit wackier for game number 3. He will have another open map as his home map, like we said. Here's the res collected, though. Say My Name, pretty dominant with 3,500 more resources collected. All right, game number 3. In this best of 5, again, this is round 3. If Say My Name wins this game, he'll have not lost a game yet. And he will move on. I forget who else is in his bracket. Maybe someone can remind me, but he will be the favorite to get promoted back into gold for this season. And Say My Name's gone for the Cumins. Now, the big thing here on Ghost Lake is finding all the extra sheep in the middle. Cumins were a common pick in Platinum from Tato. And I actually had a discussion with Tato. I said, how do you beat Cumins? And he gave me like one civ, and he was like, do this. It really feels like if you get all that extra food on a map that's relatively close and you go for that 2 TCs, it can be really hard to stop. Survivalist has gone Byzantines, which is one of his favorite civs. There was a period in time where he'd only pick Byzantines. And let me tell you, it was hell. Because Byzantines are a civ you can get ahead of. But if you just don't die with Biz, you can beat anybody in the late game. And that's something Survivalist does a really good job of. He does a good job of... Like, he's not a player who really gets ahead. He's a player who doesn't fall too far behind. And then if it's stabilized in late game with a civ like Byzantines and a player who's mechanically sound, he can start to pick players apart. But the big problem here is Byzantines are not a civilization that you want to have against Cumins, right? If you want to take it late, that's great. And yes, that kind of rhymes. But when you're up against Cumins and they're going to be building 2 town centers in feudal, you need to apply pressure in early Castle Age. Because otherwise you're just going to be overrun. So I could see, I don't think it's the right play, but I could see Survivalist just saying, well, he's going to boom on 2 TCs. Let's just go boom on 3 TCs in Castle. I could see him trying that. I think he needs to have some level of pressure, though, in early Castle. Hera Cumins against Kingston on Ghost Lake felt kind of like this set. Felt it wasn't even close. Did Hera play Cumins? No, I disagree. I remember that game. That game went to Imp. That game was back and forth. I disagree. Like, maybe the series, but yeah, listen, my prediction here was 3-0 for Say My Name. I think anyone who, knows these 2 players should have gone for that prediction. And that happens. Say My Name's just a completely different caliber of player. Remember, I think Survivalist was seed 6 or seed 7 in his group, but he didn't play a 2K plus player in rounds 2 because the 4th seed dropped out. So he played a 1600 elo player. So I think a part of it for him too could have been maybe he didn't get like really good practice against a really good player, having to make it through a big name. But ultimately, I just think it's styles, right? And Survivalist has always had a bit of an issue getting past some of the elite aggression players because he doesn't do it himself, and you need to have some level of offense in this game. But I think this is just fast castle from Survivalist. He's just walling up. I would really prefer to see him wall towards this woodline, but I don't know if he knows it's confirmed to be a woodline, which really sucks. So he's going to go for a bigger wall than he needs to. And you can't wall on the ice, but you could wall here. And he should be able to get the walls down. Again, the big thing here is, though, you're not pressuring the second TC player. And the eco lead should be pretty significant for Say My Name. Where do you build where do you build the town center, though, guys? Here? I could see him building it here. It's on another wood line, and it's next to the stone. I wouldn't like it directly on the gold because you're too far away from wood. Oh, boy. Starting scout will receive more speed and attack starting in feudal age here. And Say My Name's going to be looking for kills. Say My Name's looking around. Survivalist walling out the deer. Really hurts. And will Say My Name stay in here with the scout? Or does he not want to be trapped? Looks like he's going to leave. But the last thing you want if you're Survivalist is to lose your scout because then you're in the dark. So if you see this scout here, I think you need to run away. Get away from it, Survivalist. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Run away, run away, run away! The other way! Okay, he's doing it. Nice. I wonder if he could squeak back within his walls. He's scared, as he should be. Oh, man, not having these deer really hurts. Just a little bit of scalding and just not thinking about it. Like, even if you didn't know that that was a full wood line, I think it's less walling to go to the edge of the map here, right? Just really easy for us to say. But a decision that will affect his fast castle. He's essentially fast feudal into nothing. Meanwhile, second TC's on the way up for Say My Name. And Say My Name is living the human dream. Oh, and he sees this scout as well, which is a big no-no here when you're not in feudal age yet yourself. We'll see if Survivalist can make it to feudal before any hits come in here. Just a lot of small things, but they are in that category of Survivalist should know, you know? First hit comes in for Say My Name. Say My Name now has the stronger scout. Human scout also slightly faster. If it was any other civilization matchup with two feudal age scouts, you would be able to see Survivalist make it back home without more hits. And we see wood upgrade. We see farm upgrade for Survivalist. And I'm trying, I promise you, but I do not see how this strategy has any chance of success. If you're Slavs, maybe. If you're like Malay, Vietnamese civilizations with cheap eco upgrades, fast aging up, all that stuff. But the second you see humans on the draft, you should know that it could possibly come in and develop a strategy to counter it. But yeah, this is going to be tricky for Survivalist here. All right, so for the players or viewers, sorry, who are interested in future sets today, we are going to have about a 2-hour delay. Obviously, depending on this game and what happens the rest of the series, we'll see if Survivalists can shock us. There will be a 2-hour delay between the conclusion of this series and the next series, so I'll probably just play team games with Dave during that time. And then it will be Deeker versus Clement, which should be a really close series in round 3. You definitely have to push early castle, right? Like if this is how you're playing it, early castle can't be a boom. I think you'll be 20, 30 villagers behind, and you'll just get pushed. You will not have the economy to be able to compete. You need to build up towards something. Maybe like Pikeman Siege. Didn't realize walling the front was that easy on Ghost Lake. Yeah, it's typically pretty easy. Market there for Say My Name, which is pretty common with the human boom. And his farming eco is looking pretty good. He's 7 more vills right now, but he's got 2 TCs pumping. And when Survivalist, it looks close here. We'll keep an eye on this. Keep in mind that when Survivalist clicks up to Castle Age, his TC stops producing bills. When Say My Name clicks up to Castle Age, he still has 1 TC producing bills. It's not going to be easy here. But what do you do against Byzantines? When they can make tons of spears, they can make cheap camels too. They make really good counter units. It's probably not going to be archers, right? You're going to have lots of food. So I think it would probably be knights. You will sometimes occasionally see players go to stone with humans. I think Survivalist has added the spearman so he knows if his opponent's taking the stone, which is really smart. That could help him with decision making. Survivalist is going to mine stone now. I'm not sure towards what. He will have the buildings to click up to Castle Age here, and he will click up here shortly, but just kind of allowed the opponent to do his thing, and you know, the scout's dead, so you don't have any potential for scouting certain aspects. And at this point, the Cumans would have already needed to receive some pressure, I think, to be worried. Survivalist on the way to Castle Age. Okay, so I'm thinking he might try and go for a forward castle or something, which is kind of hard to do on this map, but because you can't build on the ice, but you still could try and castle here, maybe try and castle here. Say My Name's going to click up to castle. We may also see a siege push from Survivalist. He's going double racks, so it's definitely pikemen. Say My Name sees that spear, does get hit by it. Is the game pre-recorded? No, this is live. Stables going up. Villagers transferring to stone for Say My Name. I think he might have just switched strats because he saw the spear, but I don't know if he saw multiple spear. There go the Vills. Okay, so this is going to be YOLO Castle Drop. Let's go, Survivalist. It's not looking good. I've been calling for you to do something extreme here. It's been needed. And there go the Vills. Say My Name sees it. Now, he hasn't been on stone for a while, so he won't be able to make his own castle. Oh, God, Survivalist. Okay, I believe. I'm not doubting this strat. I believe. He's definitely not going to have to sell all of his wood and buy stone. Just kidding. He's going to have to do it. But he's going to get a castle. Whatever you do, don't drop a TC there, Say My Name. Oh, he's bringing Vills to fight it off. That could actually be bad for him because pikeman's coming in. Ooh, okay, let's go. Say My Name definitely knows what's happening here. I would love to see a siege workshop because you can add that in feudal age with this civ. Survivalist realizes he needs to get this down, so he just commits. Wolf's not going to help. We're going to see Say My Name try and drop a tower. I think this could work for Survivalist, just as we all expected. Not easy to fight off pikemen with Vills. There's the tower. We'll have a couple knights on the way as well. Castle's at 40%. Now, I mean, pikemen are going to ultimately be pretty ineffective after this, whole situation. But we'll see. Tower's up. Tower's garrisoned. That's too many Vills. You don't stop that castle, right? Survivalist knew he needed to commit. That castle goes up. I think. 90%. 88%. 91%. Double tower. Survivalist. He has 8 Vills here. 97%. 98. 99. 100. Never a doubt. Now what? Ooh, boy, you're going to lose Vills as you flee the area. And your economy is not as efficient as it would have otherwise been. Really nice job from Survivalist. I was wondering what his plan was, right? That's what we needed to see. Suddenly, I mean, his eco is still really bad compared to his opponent, but it's not as bad as it could have been. And I think now what you do if you're Say My Name is I think you have to buy a castle. He's got the golds. If you know your opponent's siege pushing, you have to buy a castle. Now, I'm not sure I agree with the ram. I think Mangonel makes more sense. You sit underneath your castle. You take out the TC. I wonder if there's a world where Say My Name wants to have fun and drops the castle over at Survivalist base. And we have a base trade. Also, this gate is going to be really awkward to use. I think he could still go this way, though, right? He probably tried to build a diagonal gate and it didn't work. Okay, so we have a ram, which probably won't accomplish much. A Vill lead for Say My Name. He adds his own workshop now because he sees the ram. I'm sure he's really happy it was a ram choice, though, and not a Mangonel, because the Mangonel could be ranging Vills and ranging the TC alongside the Castle Fire, which is hitting the TC right now. Okay, so garrisons the ram here. Nice job, Survivalist. Okay, backs up. Okay. Could see a repeat. I think he's hoping the Castle Fire will hit the Vills. But, I mean, that ram's going to go down. So, yeah, that now the pikes have to run away. Makes another ram. So, he's committed. Again, not in love with the ram choice, but he's a rammin'. And he's bringing pikemen home against these knights. I like how he didn't repair here. Say My Name is probably thinking, like, he didn't notice. He didn't notice. And, here we go. Big moment. Rams come into town. Survivalist now zooms in underneath all of this to go in and try and take out the Mangonel. Okay. Speedy ram, dude. Damn, garrison rams are insane now. Still no castle for Say My Name. Can Survivalist do this? Say My Name seems to really be struggling right now. This is so freaking weird. Another TC goes up for him. Why not drop a castle here? He might not want to do it against Byzantines. Classic pike raid underneath the TC, just like we all expected here, guys. All right. This is not the best economy ever. There's no way you fast imp off of, you know, all of this if you're survivalist. I still think he should be going mangonels. I'm not sure I agree with Rams. And I think Say My Name should have a castle so he could make kip checks. And he's kind of... He's making life more awkward for himself by not doing so. I think he wants a castle at Survivalist base. And now Survivalist is coming forward with more. Oh, God. This is so ridiculous. I think, yeah, we are definitely going to see Say My Name Castle Survivalist, but Survivalist is about to double castle Say My Name. Listen, screw optimal strats, okay? We don't want that. The score's 2-0, and we think Say My Name's going to win the series anyways. We've got Rams being repaired. We've got random pikemen. Oh, God, this is amazing. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I don't know how to cast this. This is so weird, but I think Survivalist has a chance. Mangonel's rolling into the edge of the map. That's a bug, I think. I don't even know what that is. There goes the castle. Survivalist can't stop this. Survivalist's going to lose his whole eco. He's about to be playing Nomad, but maybe Say My Name is as well. These are Byzantine castles, guys. Byzantine castles do not get taken out by anything in Castle Age. I don't care if your Civ has capped Ram. And, you know, you've got some Rams still around, sort of, kind of, and I guess it's still going to be Mangonel defense for Say My Name, but this dude needs gold right now. He's going to lose his main gold. He's going to lose this gold. Okay, Survivalist noticed. What is this game? Okay. I mean, Market's your best friend right now because both players have horrible economy, and Survivalist is just going to mainly have a lot on gold. Still no Mangonel coming out here, which means this TC could go down as well. What? I can tell you guys, high-level players hate losing to this crap because they look at this and their friends, they go to their Discord with their team and their team makes fun of them for losing to it. And then they're just like, oh, God, T90, the only one people are going to care about in T90's YouTube is the one where I should have never let this happen. You know, it's just, they just don't like it. And we're going to see another castle from Say My Name over here. Ah! This game is insane. Holy crap, man. We've got Cuman monks converting pikes. We've got Rams ramming. We've got castle drops everywhere. Still a Vil lead for Say My Name. I would love to see resources collected. Survivalist, I don't know where he's going to run. Like, right here, there's knights waiting. Right here, there's a castle. And right here is another castle. I think he might be screwed. But Say My Name is also kind of sort of screwed. As he adds, what is this, like his third week workshop? Did have a Mangonel coming out of that workshop, but it got denied at 90%. Yeah, I really like the awareness from Say My Name, though. He knows Survivalist villagers are going to be here, but he knows there's something in here. And he knows that there's a gold there. And he just moved them now. He's checking. He does not know about this gold. I think Survivalist is going to try and drop a TC there. No, he's running. Oh, God. Okay, let's look at res collected this game. Say My Name's had more of everything. He's also making Kiv checks, which could be a good unit. Oh, my God. Cataphracts are here. Nice job, Survivalist. He actually had vision on those knights, now that I think about it, because of the house and the vision you get with Byzantines. Look at how many villagers are on stone right now for Say My Name. So he will get another castle. Survivalist, don't tell me he's going to buy another castle. No, buy Imp. Buy Imp. Don't buy a castle. Buy Imp. It's cheap Imp with Byzantines. No, don't. No, all his gold is gone. All his gold is gone. Oh, boy. Well, okay. I mean, you got to do one or the other, right? You got to go up to the Imperial Age ASAP so you can make Trebs over here. Or you have to drop another castle. But I think the story ends here for Survivalist. I think he's distracted with the Kip checks. And, yeah, now he's got 470 stone. And he used like 1,000 gold to get that stone. And his eco is looking pretty rough at the moment. A great attempt, though, right? He's been completely outclassed in this series. He probably also felt like maybe Byzantines weren't the best civ to punish the Cuman boom, even though he loves the Byzantines. And so he just kind of went for it. But try as he might and kill as many villagers as he has, and TCs, whatever, we have still seen Say My Name benefit from simply having way more vills than the opponent here. And kip checks, it can be a relatively fragile unit, but they do a lot of damage when they do attack, and it was a very nice choice from Say My Name. Could have stolen farms. That's true. He could still steal the farms by making a mill there. Now we are going to see Elite Skirm as the choice for Survivalist, but he is going to struggle to get those numbers. He's really at the limit with resources, and Say My Name says, castle drop me? No, I'll castle drop you, fool. And here he comes with 20 or so vills. This castle goes up, Survivalist is in trouble. I think he sees this castle is going to go up, so he's going to drop his own castle. Oh my god, what a funny game. Meanwhile, all these villagers are getting slaughtered. They're just going for a nice little deer hunt. They didn't expect there to be kip checks there. And, well, I think both castles end up going up here. But even if Say My Name ends up staying fully garrisoned in his castle, this is still better for him because this is next to all that gold Survivalist needed. Normally, you would actually see players go for petards with castles that are side by side, but they both have horrible food eco. I guess Say My Name's in a better spot in that regard. What a funny game, dude. What a funny game. Yeah, there's petards from Survivalist. Oh, he's coming over here with the Rams. The Rams. They got a call. They got a work order. Yeah, Kipchaks should flatten the pikes and should flatten the Rams at this point. I think it was still probably too much to ask for Survivalist to win this game had he not gone for the castle here. But I think he needed to stabilize his economy at home with a defensive castle maybe, and go Imperial Age with cheaper Imperial, and then try and win the Treb board. Then you have 2 forward castles here, and you can Treb anything that's here. And then if you can have, stabilized a little bit, and then castle here and Treb both of these back, suddenly you've got all the castles and your opponent doesn't have any. Still would be tricky, and Cumans can get capped ram in the Castle Age, so that's exactly what Say My Name's gonna go for. And he also has a castle here. But again, props to Survivalist for just making it messy, because I didn't see a way. I just felt like, well, this is rough. Kind of felt hard to watch, but then suddenly things got exciting, and yeah, Survivalist knows it's over. He calls the GG. Say My Name in Titans League Silver has not lost a game, and he will be looking as he will be the favorite most likely in his next best of 5, which would be a decider to see if he gets into Titans League Gold. Great series though. Survivalist is definitely a couple tiers down as a player, and I think his draft in terms of the whole series, which people can watch later on if they're interested, it'll be on extras. I know this game might end up hitting YouTube. His draft was very well suited for Say My Name, which surprised me. I think your best bet if you're beating a better player who likes open maps is to pick some of the closed maps and not ban Fortified Clearing and not ban Regicide Fortress. You have to try and develop some strats there, but it just didn't end up happening today. But good series nonetheless, and a really fun game. He had to try something to stop the Cumans, and he almost made it work. Crazy, though. I just, like I'd said before, I'd done training for this tournament, and Cumans are borderline number 1. There's 1 or 2 Civs which could probably compete with them, but this Civ on a closed map like that, it's just really hard to stop if you commit to it.